Hello, friends. My name's host Eric, and I am the host of Talking with Famous People, the internet's most robust cactus and doily themed YouTube channel. Today, we're discussing a little bit more about cactuses, a little less about doilies. I've been informed that some people think we spend a little too much time talking about doilies around here, but what I want you to know more than anything else is I am so happy to see you. I am so happy to see you. I just like, wow, is that really you? In the flesh? Actual you? Could it be? It must be someone different, I proclaim, in protestation. Surely it must be someone different, but no, it was you the whole time. And that's what really blew my mind. That's what really amazed me, because I am just so happy to see you. The 0 people that are here, 1 person. I am so 2 people. I'm so happy to see you. Oh my God, I am absolutely overflowing with joy emissions. With joy emissions. You might call it joy discharge. You didn't get a notice? Yeah, I guess I ran out of my quota probably. Because I published a type piece today, I scheduled another type piece today. And I put up a short. And I also have a short schedule for later, but that doesn't show up. And then I have until it actually publishes. And then I have a thing I just uploaded, which is a typing session from earlier with a guy named Kevin. He requested that I pixelate his face, which I did, but it's still probably worth watching, you know. Obviously, it's not as fun if you can't see the person, I suppose. Depends on how much you prioritize seeing things with your eyes, though. Some people prioritize that more than others. I see things with my inner eye, which means mostly I see the inside of my body, unfortunately. It's fine enough scenery, but you get sick of it after a while. Oh, my pancreas again? Why did I pick this apartment? Overlooking the pancreas. I should have picked a different place. You don't pick an apartment that's overlooking a pancreas. Okay? That's rule number 1 in apartment hunting. Anyhow, I am so happy to see you, Boba Fett. These are dry eyes of joy. Before you arrived and I saw you, my eyes were an ocean of wetness and tears from this sobbing. But so dramatic was the shift in my mood upon seeing you that my eyes dried up like the most arid desert in the world. Instantly, pow! And instead of the moisture of sorrow, my eyes glistened with the dryness of joy. Isn't that wonderful? Welcome to actualized.gov. What I want to do now is I want to let you in on a secret that almost nobody in this world understands. Okay? This can be a scary process, coming to terms with this truth that's going to blow your mind so much that your mind's going to be completely blown. This can be a fear-inducing process. It can induce anxiety. It can induce terror, rage. It can cause incontinence. It can cause recontinence, in which the body reabsorbs waste products it's already put out. But this truth is something that a select caste of spiritual warriors who attained the highest levels of actualization understand that nobody else in the world understands, okay? What is this truth I'm telling you? Now, when you first hear this, this is going to challenge everything you thought you believed you knew you thought you believed. Everything. From your feet to your head to everything. So be prepared to be shaken to your core. Are you ready? Are you ready to hear the secret truth? The self, the you that you think you know, the me, the self that I think I know, these individuals, self is an illusion. Okay, I know. That can be tough to take at first. That can be challenging for anyone. It threatens everything we thought we knew and believed in. Leo at actualize.org. Boy, do you really need both my feet and my hands up your ass? A double fisting plus a double foot fisting. That's what Leo from actualized.org needs from me. I am so happy to see you, Leo. You're just in time for my foot up your ass. That Leo guy from actualize.org, oh my god. I remember one time I sat through like a 17-minute long video of his. It was just like what I was saying, except he spent like 15 minutes building up to how important this big truth was going to be that we were going to finally hear. And you know what the truth was? That the self, the you think you know, is an illusion. I'm like, oh, you fucker, you've got to be kidding me. You dragged me along for 15 minutes to hear that bullshit? Oh, no. No, Leo at actualize.org. No. Wherever you are right now, whatever you're doing, I'm sending you a message. What is the message? It's this. Bah! Shut up! Stupid little miniature brains identity parasite. How's that for an insult? It's insulting, but it's not bullying, I think. I gotta be careful not to bully. I wouldn't want to bully Leo from actualize.org. Wouldn't it be funny if he filed a bullying complaint against me? Yeah, real actualized, Leo. That freaking guy. Talk about a shyster with a capital shy, okay? He's not shy about being a big shyster. Who buys that shit? Who hears that and goes, oh my god, my mind is blown? I know, it's like some 19-year-old goth chick who says, Leo, I guess I've always known this. It's what set me apart from everybody else and made me so special, intuitive, and magical and important. Like you. Yes, you probably did. You're probably one of the secret 10,000. Leo from actualize.org, let me explain something very clearly to you. I know you're not listening, but I'm pretending like you are. You don't know anything about anything, okay? You don't know shit from not shit. You don't know shit from Shinola, obviously. You don't even know shit from a rose. You don't know shit from your own tongue. You can't tell the difference between shit and the ocean. You can't tell the difference between shit and the sun. You can't tell the difference between shit and love. That's how bad you are at telling the difference between things. And how little you know and understand. Leo at actualize.org. Let me just tell you something. If that's actualized, boy, keep me non-actualized. If that fucking tart is actualized, I want nothing to do with actualization. Zero things to do with it. I refuse to even go close to it. If it's gonna stink like that, freaking meow. He's a meow, is what he is. He's a meow who's completely full of meows, and like maybe 3% meows, you know? Yeah, okay, I'm hating on Leo from Actualize.org a little bit, sure. Yeah, I'm hating on him. But you know why? Because I just really want to just vomit bloody puke mixed with pukey blood. You know, if you watch anime, you know Japanese people are constantly coughing up blood. Well, that's what that guy makes me want to do. But I want to cover it on his face. He is a meow. I do not like Leo from Actualize.org. I do not like him with a Ford. I do not like him with a cord. I do not like him with his bald head. I do not like him yellow or red. I do not like Leo from Actualize.org. The thing that made me turn on him pretty quick was his kindergarten teacher affect. Like, okay, are you ready? Are you ready to hear this? Be forewarned. Hey, settle in. Take a deep breath. It's like, will you get to your fucking point, dude? And stop anticipating my emotional responsiveness to it? Blood and bad humor. Is that what that stuff is in my bio? Is it bad humors? Have the humors turned bad on me? I think my humors have spoiled in my belly. So condescending, that guy. So we typed please auto alchemy today on Joyce's show. Why do I say, like, I didn't mean to say anything mean to Joyce or whatever, but then she said, like, well, you know, any types do have a tendency to overcomplicate things. Like, no, fucker. Other people have a tendency to underintelligence things. Okay? I'm not overcomplicating anything. Other people are undersmarting things. So let's just get that straight right now. Neil deGrasse Tyson also. He tossed Neil deGrasse Tyson into a bag with Leo from Actualize.org and shake it until it becomes a vinaigrette. And you can create the single worst salad in the history of the world. Tastes like condescension and schmarm. You know, I'm not condescending usually, unless somebody really freaking pisses me off. I might be like, nah, or whatever. Or I might be like, no. But I'm not really that condescending. NDT on Neil deGrasse Tyson. The thing is this. This is what I don't like about Neil deGrasse Tyson. He is overly enamored by the simplest things. But the amazing thing about infinity is that in outer space, there are literally dozens of stars. Okay, Neil deGrasse Tyson. You are not that excited and impressed by what you're talking about. I'm just not buying it. Oh, thanks, Taylor Van Amberg. I was talking with Rachel about this tonight. It's like, one thing that, like, so when I had a conversation with Jonathan Basanti the other night, and he's like, well, it's like the views aren't that much more, really. I'm like, well, you just don't get it, dude. And it's a particularist thing. It's like, I know from hearing from lots of people, nothing else I make ever gets the consistent patter of this sort of positivity that Type Police gets. So it's obviously better for the channel really than anything else, even if it's not showing immediate huge numbers or whatever. I really appreciate the costumes Winston's mom sent us. Now we're both not just Type Police, we're flirty Type Police. Rachel's costume officially is flirty cop, but I'd say mine is too, because I like to leave a button or two unbuttoned, Magnum PI style. I just turn up my collar, like 80s preppy style. Sup? I try to be cool, even though I'm a cop. Everybody just thinks I'm ridiculous. No, I'm a cool cop. Hey, I'm here to be cool. Look, I can hang with you guys. I can use lingo. I mean, get the fuck out of here. Eric Strauss gets fat and angry. I am getting fatter every day, a little bit fatter. I'm the fattest I've ever been. I don't remember exactly what I weighed at the doctor's. I think it was like 192 or something, or 188 or something like that. I never hit 190. I think it was a little over 190 because I'd never hit 190 before. I'm 6'4", 6'4.5", so that's not really that heavy for my height. But I've been doing my best to just be super lazy and not accomplish anything, not move around too much. But I guess just bad eating habits plus sex plus occasionally walking 5 feet is enough to keep me skinny. That's like all the exercise that happens in my life. I'm looking for a piece of paper right now so I can draw that girl her picture. Alright. I promised Octavia Silva that I was going to draw her picture. So I got to draw her picture now. Alright, so I'm going to let you guys help me decide. I'm going to let you. Oh, thanks, Eric. Gosh. You're going to allow that to happen? Yes, I am. I'm going to let you guys, I'm talking about you guys, you people over there, help me decide what to draw on my picture that I'm going to send to Octavia Silva. I just need to find a pencil or something, though. Why don't I have, oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. So what are we drawing? Well, you didn't... No. You aren't two nice young ladies asking for a picture, Taylor. And it's just meant in the most non-creepy way imaginable. It's just a couple of... in some sense, I don't mean it derogatorily at all, but in some sense you're still a kid till you're like 28, And some of us much later than that. Okay, so what am I drawing? Why did I draw a picture of Taylor in jail. Okay. There we go. I'm going to put a bandana around your head, Taylor. I should really show what I'm doing. Otherwise, I could be faking it. I have to prove that I'm not faking it. I really am drawing a picture. Well, that's good, but it's going to fall over is the problem. So it's the right, yeah, but it falls over. Well, then what do? Well, then you put this thing here. Well, something I call jury rigging shit. I am a long time jury rigger of things. And also something I like to call solutions by Eric. Maybe we just, put some tape on it for a bit, see what happens. Maybe it'll change its mind and stop being broken. Okay. We are ready to draw. So, here's Taylor. Cray, cray, cray. Cray, cray, cray. Cray, cray, cray. Cray, 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 cray. I'm going to give him a stern mouth. Why? Because he's in jail. And here's his bandana. Pew! It's got a skull on it. Like a badass. Yeah, skull. Okay. It's got some lines on it too. That's Taylor's head. This is what Taylor's head actually looks like in real life too. This is better than any police sketch artist could do. Alright. Now, here's what's going to surprise you all, and believe me, you are going to be so surprised. If you love surprises, you're going to be so surprised by what's going to happen next. And you're going to love it. And I say, wow, that was surprising. So you think, oh, okay, fine, he's standing someplace. No, see, that's the thing. He's not standing someplace. He's leaning. That's the surprise. He's leaning. Why is he leaning? Because all he has to lean against is a couple of bunk beds, a toilet, and a large angry man named Toby. These are the beds here, see. And then it goes like that. It goes like that. And then, to make it nice for the prisoners in jail, they gave them a wonderful purple pillow. Taylor named his Peanut. It looks like a peanut, he said. And when he'd get into bed every night, get ready to snuggle down, he'd say, "Oh, Peanut, get over here, you. Give me a big hug." And he'd hug his pillow tight and say, "See you in the morning." The true story of Taylor's time in jail. These lines represent the bed parts. So like there's another bed back in here. He's also going to have his own pillow, obviously. Okay, so Taylor's leaning against the bunk beds. That doesn't really look like where it should be. Why is this lighter in my hand? This won't draw anything. And then lips are red. We'll make his lips red. His eyes, we're going to say, are blue. Are his eyes actually blue? I don't know. I don't think I've ever looked at his eyes that closely. We're going to say the round part outside of him is also blue. Now, on the other hand, his bandana is yellow. So we're going to put some yellow on his bandana. There. And his shirt, it has designs on it. It's polka dotted, kind of. Makes them look like Swiss cheese, but these are, when you see the colors, you realize, oh, it's just, he's got a polka dotted shirt on. Polka dots were big in jail. A lot of the prisoners said, hey, you know what I want to do? Wear polka dots. And pretty soon it caught on, and everybody was doing it. The guards indulged the prisoners. They'd bring them old polka dotted clothes from home or the thrift store and say, here you go, Philly Joe. Have some polka dotted sweater. And Philly Joe would say, oh, thank you, Mr. God. Thank you for giving me this polka dotted sweater and setting my people free. And the guard said, silly prisoner, I'm not Abraham Lincoln. I'm not the great emancipator. And the prisoner would say, oh, you got me again. Yeah, you sure did. It was back and forth like that all day at the prison. So much fun. So many laughs. So there's Taylor with his shirt, and he's standing by the bunk bed, and he's going to have in his hand, what he's going to be reaching for. Put a fork in his hand, okay? Pew. Pew, pew, pew. That's his fork. It goes right down here. It's not going through his hand. He's holding it, you see. Now, here is a table with legs, like a normal table has. And it has on it his dinner. And that includes his cup of tepid water. And on his dinner, he has only crusts of bread. Nothing but crusts of bread. How sad. He's like, I gotta eat crusts of bread again? Taylor, is that traumatic? Is that bringing you right back to the days you were in prison? I didn't even put the bars, but you can feel them. You can feel the oppressive quality of the room. Because I'm such a good artist. Now this pillow, though, this pillow concerns me a little bit. That pillow didn't come out like I wanted it to. This one right here. Okay, I want it to be like this pillow, but it looks like it's stuck to the side of the bed. Maybe it's just falling off of the bed right now. I think I'll do put some little arrows to show that that's what's happening. Okay. There, now you can see that's what's happening better. There's 0 pillows. Are you serious? They don't have pillows in jail? How do you sleep without a pillow? Oh my God, that's barbaric. They don't give prisoners pillows? Jesus Christ. What a fucking death camp. You want to talk about a death camp? I survived nearly 3 days with no pillow. Worst 3 days of my life. Turns out I just needed to look under the covers more. It was right there the whole time. So these colors add zest and flavor to your picture, Octavius Silva. So I'm adding them. They're institutional brown to represent the institution of jail. Taylor's thinking, but I didn't commit a crime against anybody. Oh, Taylor, that don't matter around these parts, says old Undersheriff Barrett. You aren't in Kansas anymore, son. And that you're not in Kansas anymore, Undersheriff Barrett? I'm perjuring. Shut up. Undersheriff Barrett, he's a perjurer. He's a perjurer. He likes to perjure himself. Tracy Beverland colluding with him. I guess that's right. She's not arrested him yet, Jim. Looks like a comfortable bed you got here, mister. Thanks to the great state of Kansas. Giving you free room, board, food, isolation from your family, threat of decades of imprisonment, prosecutorial overreach of the most egregious sort. Well, and then of course, what's he going to be saying right here? I should have listened to Eric. What do you think? There we go. Have I been to jail before? Not quite. I haven't been put in a jail cell. I have been arrested and taken to the police station. Like, where if I hadn't had the money to pay the fine, if I hadn't had the $1,500 or whatever, I would have gone to jail. But I had the money. I gave him the $1,500 and let me go. I mean, it's such a racket, right? I was in Oklahoma. I had done a poor job of listening to Taylor, and I did in fact get arrested as a consequence. But you know what? It all worked out quite well, frankly, all in all, because they didn't find the meth. That was good. Silver linings. Yeah, they wanted too much money from you, Taylor. I wouldn't have had that kind of money either, But the thing is, they actually cost me a lot more than that. Your premonition didn't do me any good at all, Taylor. Yes, I had the shit in a box. The cops just broke that locked box open with one throw against the ground. That's how many times it took them to break that box open. So Taylor sent me up in a locked box. And he threw it against the cop took it out and asked me for the key, and I'm like, I'm not giving you the key, And he threw it against the ground, and it broke wide open. Yeah, I did get a quarter out to weed off my dashboard, that's true. Now, Taylor, you actually did help quite a bit. The fact that it was in a box ended up being a significant factor in the whole thing. Of course, the cops dumped all my shit out on this fucking road, even though they knew it was in the box. We all knew it was in the box. Why not just go for the box in the first place? And they broke my freaking rack and pinion on my car, so that I kept popping tires all the rest of the way home until finally my front axle broke. So I was at highway speeds too. One of my front wheels was just not attached to the steering wheel at all. Only one of my front wheels was attached to the steering wheel. It was easily could have killed me. The cops did that fucking breaking my car. Or the tow people or whatever, same difference. I think I'm going to title this Still Life with Jail Food. I guess I just titled it I Should Have Listened to Eric. And then I'll sign it. I'll sign it in like a sneaky way like artists do. Like, oh, over here. Like it looks like something else. Except it doesn't really look like something else. It's right there though. It's hidden. You can barely even see it. Okay, it's done. Congratulations, Octavia Silva. Now it'll just be another month for me to mail it. Oh no! I ripped it. Now it's ruined forever. Oh. Boo. This is my senior thesis at art school. And I ripped it. That sucks. I spent 6 months drawing this picture. Oh well. Good enough. That's what I always say. That's my motto. Oh well, good enough. So, now all I gotta do is get an envelope and mail that to Octavia Silva. Maybe I'll find something else to put in there. Like, I don't know. This. That would be oh my god, look at this precious artifact. The precious Eric's. This is gonna be worth so much someday. What day? Tomorrow. Wow, it's gonna appreciate that quickly, huh? Oh yeah. Cause it's like an NFT, but it's a real object instead of an NFT. Well, I mean, yeah, life's expensive. Living like you want to live certainly is expensive. No, that's the trick of it. It's an NFT without any of the blockchain part. It's a new idea. It's called a physical object. It's called a unique, distinct, uncounterfeitable physical object. Why is it uncounterfeitable? Because you cannot counterfeit this rip. It's uncounterfeitable. I tell you why else too. I'm going to spray some different perfume smells on it, but I'm not going to tell you which ones they are. So I can always smell the thing and see if it's legit or not, okay? I'm gonna spray some of this shit. Pow, pow, pow. Now let me get something else to spray on it. I know what else to do. I licked that corner a little bit. It's got a little bit of my spit on it. You can check that for DNA. That makes this non-counterfeitable, non-fungible, and fully tradable. Plus a little bit more of a biohazard than it was a moment ago. this could be worth billions. How long have I been interested in philosophy? I mean, sort of since I was a little kid. Is ethics philosophy, or should it have its own branch like empirical epistemologists, scientists? Might as well just call them lowly inducers with their inductive reasoning. Lowly inducers. That's what I call them. Well, I think ethics is its own branch of philosophy. It probably is these days subsumed by a general category of ontology, I guess. But I do think ethics is its own school of philosophy, along with aesthetics. Ethics, aesthetics, identity, knowledge. Each of those has its own school: epistemology, ontology, aesthetics, and what was the other one I said? Ethics. Right, normative philosophy, as they call it. The thing is, of course, there's not really anything less to do with. There's not really anything left to do with ethics and philosophy. So it's pretty straightforward. There is only one normative frame of reference. To be a normative frame of reference means to be able to tell you in advance whether a given prospective action is morally permissible, morally impermissible, or morally obligatory, or something like that, right? So the only normative framework we have is, in fact, the TI framework, the rights-based framework, the deontological framework. That's the only actual normative framework we have. So-called utilitarian normative frameworks are just, they're not, first of all, utilitarianism cannot possibly be normative, because then moral decisions, you discover later whether they turn out to be moral or not, based on whether your predictions of the outcomes were right. That's obviously not an acceptable way to make moral decisions. And there's additionally a conflation between like personal justifications and policy justifications. The thing is, when you're doing public policy is an instance when you're genuinely making a real moral decision. In other words, you have to uphold principles and support the interests of the nation and put aside your own interests. And, there's a bunch of stuff that goes along with being an honest and virtuous citizen public servant. It doesn't necessarily go along with you pursuing your own interests. So it may be fine to be utilitarian in your own positive ethics. Like, I think donating to this charity is going to do the most good. That's fine, but that's not a meaningful normative framework. That's a heuristic for positive moral action that tells us nothing about whether a prospective moral action is actually morally legitimate or not. Okay, so Plato's attempt at so-called eudaimonism is complete bullshit. He's just saying, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to combine a little bit of all these frameworks, and none of them get to be predominant as a frame of reference, and none of them even get to be distinct within their own framings, so that we can compare them against each other on a prefer my framework level. We're going to insist that they all be mushed together in a non-distinguishable way that tells us nothing. Yeah, sure, if you have a shotgun approach to framework, then a little bit of everything is part of ethics. But the whole point of normative framework is to tell you in advance, for sure, in instances when a given prospective action is morally impermissible, for example. So it's morally impermissible for me to steal your whatever, and that's the end of the statement. There's no further information needed. Because the definition of the word steal is such that it includes a rights violation, so it's morally impermissible. And it's so ridiculous, right? Like, happiness or well-being is not the highest aim of moral thought and conduct. And the virtues, arte, excellence, are the requisite skills and dispositions needed to attain it. Not true. None of that is true. That's all bullshit, right? So, first of all, most moral thought is just intellectual masturbation. In other words, very few people actually make genuine moral decisions ever. So if you're on a jury and you've got to vote, that's a genuine ethical decision you have to make, and you have to be a person of character who upholds certain principles. Very rarely do most people make actual ethical decisions that require some kind of ethical calculus. So the idea that the highest goal of ethical thought should somehow be well-being is insane. I mean, the only goal of any kind of thought should be correctness. You know, if being correct doesn't produce more well-being, then you could argue that for personal reasons I should choose to be incorrect. But you couldn't argue that my choice to be incorrect could be conflated as being correct. So, you know, when people try to mush it together and get all NI with their shit, no, I'm just not having it. I'm kicking that kind of, you know what, that kind of NI, that's what I call Putin NI. Annexing Crimea. Pre the Ukraine invasion. It's annexatory NI. It's like, Plato, get your fucking mush shit together out of my face. I ain't having it. I ain't having it. Not today, not yesterday. You and Eckhart Tolle can both be gay together all you want, but get your gay ass mush together NI out of my appropriately parsed out correctness. That's what I would say about that. I don't like Thousand Islands dressing on my face. And that's fair. That doesn't make me a weirdo, okay? If anything, I think probably all you guys are the weirdos. I'm pretty sure. You see, first we have a seed, then we are a plant that becomes a tree. 3 types of man. Lovers of gain, lovers of honor, planters of trees. Okay. You win by pleading the fifth. If I am ever in court and the lawyer asks me a question, I'm going to say, I plead the Third Amendment. I consider your question a form of quartering soldiers in my house against my will. So, no. You aren't quartering your soldiers in my house any longer. I'm tired of it. That's like the prosecutor leaves like a document on the defense attorney's table. The defense attorney jumps up. I plead the third. He's quartering his soldiers on my table. Objection, Your Honor. Or it'd be cool if maybe one of the lawyers actually brought the little green army men. like, okay, have the defense attorney have a plan, right? Like he's got an inside man at the prosecutor's office, and he packs a bag with the prosecutor that says like, prosecutor's lunch on it, right? But then when the prosecutor's doing something, he sneaks up and puts it over on the defense table. And then, Your Honor, I need to bring a serious matter to the court's attention. And he opens the bag, shows the prosecutor's lunch, and he pours out all these little green army men. And he's like, the state has been quartering a whole bag full of soldiers in my area over here, my defense area table, for the entire duration of this trial. Not only without my consent, but without my knowledge. I insist we declare an immediate mistrial. Upheld. And like 2 weeks later, the front page of the New York Times, man gets $1 billion suing government for quartering soldiers on his defense lawyer's table during court case. People get so much money for such bullshit sometimes, it's ridiculous. Or another way they could do it is that same helper guy, they could bring some actual soldiers from the army into the courtroom, and then he could hide behind the prosecutor's desk and periodically throw quarters at the soldiers and the soldiers who are in on this deal, right, they stand up and they go, can you please stop quartering me? And the defense goes, objection, Your Honor. The state is quartering these soldiers against their will. I know that's not technically the language of the Third Amendment, but I think it's time for us to take a broader interpretation here. There's no way this is acceptable behavior for the state. That wasn't me. That was your friend who you came and had to hide behind my chair. What? The guy stands up, he's got like 6 rolls of quarters. And he's in. It wasn't me. Well, the funny thing about that McDonald's coffee thing is that coffee was just like insanely hot. Like it sounds ridiculous, I know, but they didn't put the lid on. It was like boiling, like large bubble boil when they handed it to her. It seems, I know it seems crazy to say, but you'd be surprised if you actually look into that case. It was way over the top. Way more than you would think. It wasn't like that Seinfeld episode. And it is kind of bullshit that they don't put the lids on right. Not that you should be able to sue them for that, but it's like, who here has not driven away from a drive-thru, put your drink up to your mouth, and then tip it back and the lid's not on and get soda all over you. And you go, oh, those fucks. They didn't put my lid on right. Who hasn't had that experience? We all have. It's frustrating. It's not as frustrating as when they don't give you a straw. Oy, oy, oy. You want to talk about one of the worst things in history. It's right up there with the meteor that killed the dinosaurs, Mount Vesuvius burying all those Italians, right up there with Hiroshima. It's when I leave the drive-thru and I've already driven away, only to realize they did not put straws in the bag. Oh my God. I'm not going back for straws, am I? Do we have straws in the car? We have one straw in the car. fucking fucks. And it's a paper straw. Should we go back for straws? God. Now look at all the trouble the world has brought onto my shoulders. What are we going to do? Are we going to go back for straws? Are we going to just deal without straws, take the lid off and just drink it like cavemen or something? Oh. You know, the only thing I could imagine worse would be having the exact same thing happen in Europe, because there'd be no ice in your drink. No! Europe, you've got more ice lying around than America does. You should know enough to put it in your goddamn sodas, for fuck's sake. Countries that don't put ice in your soda, you are on my shit list right now. I've had enough. Everybody needs to put ice in your soda. It's not good enough to be cold. You need some ice to melt to make it the right consistency. It's amazing how America has to civilize the rest of the world about how to drink soda. Yeah, we have ice. America's better. We have ice, for fuck's sake. You know? Or you can drink water out of the faucet. Oh yeah, I've been to Europe. I've been to Europe plenty of times, mister. Let me tell you, I found the whole place quite European. I mean, that's pretty suspicious. You know where else I've been? I've been to Russia. That's right, I've been to Red Square. I've been to that church, St. Basil's Cathedral. I went inside there. I've been to St. Petersburg. I went to the Hermitage in St. Petersburg. I drank a bunch of vodka. Vodka? You know, it's like when I went there to Russia, it wasn't that long after Glasnost. There was vodka kiosks on the street that would sell you a shot of vodka? Just like the hot meat pies you'd eat there. What kind of meat is this? It's a hot meat pie. Alright. I guess I'm hungry. What kind of meat do you think this is? Well, my friend Will, I was staying with him. He lived there. He worked for Price Waterhouse. Anyway, he's like, piece of shit out of me. He spoke great Russian too. He studied it in college, and he still works in the field of Russian language stuff. He's from Woodland Hills here in Los Angeles, but we met in college. I didn't know him back here. I didn't know him in LA until we hung out in LA after we met in college. Now he works for Rutgers, and he's got a kid. He's got two kids, actually. He's got a step kid and a bio kid. Bio kids are the next generation of children. They come out of the womb wired for 12G. They look ahead 7 generations. What languages do I speak? Let's see. I speak every language. Okay? I speak French. I speak German. Das ist verboten. I speak Japanese. Atakimasu. I speak Chinese. Shui Chonglu. Hao Chonglu. I speak Mexican. Carnitas burrito, por favor. I speak Canadian. Can I have another gallon of maple syrup, please, before I head out? I speak, what other languages are there? I speak Native American. How? Teepee. Brave. Squaw. I speak Finnish. It's just a lot of consonants. I speak English. I speak American. I speak Indian. Oh, how hot would you like your curry? I speak, let's see. I speak, Vietnamese. I can say, Ho Chi Minh Road. Pretty much every language, I guess. Latin. Erectum, directum, perectum. I speak ancient Greek. Acropolis, Agamemnon, Hermes, and Athena. Together it lasts. I speak not so ancient Greek. Hey, you want to buy a euro? I don't speak Portuguese, or if you just speak Portuguese, it's just pretend Spanish. As I explained, there's no reason for Portuguese to exist as a language, it just needs to be Spanish already. And I'm just not taking no for an answer, I refuse to acknowledge that Portuguese exists. And that's fair, and that's fine and just, okay? If Portugal wanted to be Spanish, then they should have been more important than Spain. Speak Korean. Dambe Pinanchiganida. It means it's time to smoke cigarettes. I speak Italian. Ciao, bella. It means I'd like to sexually assault you in Italian. What am I looking for? My other pack of cigarettes. That's what I'm looking for. A mysterious mystery befell the people, and everyone wondered, will Eric find his other pack of cigarettes? Or is it lost forever? Well, let's find out, friends. Let's find out together with love. Tonight we'll find out together with love. I don't know where my cigarettes are. Do I lift? Oh yeah. I lift all kinds of things. I lift things with my left hand. I lift things with my right hand. Sometimes I'll, for example, lift the hat from my head in the following fashion. And then lift it again to return it thereupon. I don't seem to find any cigarettes. I think they might be in the car. But there was something I was going to do before I went to go look in the car. I lift my legs sometimes when I'm standing still. When I'm standing up, watching TV to give myself a little leg exercise. Do I run? I mean, no. Not unless some predatory beast were chasing me or something. I have gone jogging on a few occasions. I occasionally go jogging because I feel like Melissa is not happy. Typely swooped in and out her in jail. I don't know who that is. The most exercise I get is from sexual intercourse, probably. That's the most moving around I generally do. You know. Oh yeah. I eat healthy. Today we had tops for lunch. My dad bought me tops on the way home from his, and then for dinner, Rachel and I were driving around. We're gonna go to trying to find a Chinese bakery. Trying to find a Chinese bakery because we wanted to get some cake, you know. Because let me tell you something about China. There's only one good, really good thing about China. At least Shanghai. At least the richer parts of Shanghai. Okay. I didn't even throw her in jail, did I? We didn't even throw her ass in jail. We let her ass go. I regret letting her ass go, but we did. Yeah, you're talking about that so-called ENTP lady, right? That lady's not an ENTP. Okay, no. I seriously doubt it. I mean, I haven't typed her, obviously. She could prove me wrong, but I seriously doubt it. Alright. My skepticism tends to make me more California. That INTJ guy? Oh, you're talking about the chick. With that guy, who said he was INTJ, and we did put him in jail. I think it's him. I don't know for sure, but I think it looks like him. Hired me to type him. I'm going to type him this Sunday. Eric, read it already. Okay, what am I reading? Anyone read her post about the Type Squad raid and her subsequent incarceration? But she didn't get incarcerated. Unless you're talking about that blonde chick with the big eyes. She watched your show, was probably a fan until she got bit. Well, I'm sorry, I don't mean to hurt people's feelings, I don't know. Will you stop being mean to me already, Boba Fett, and make me feel bad? God. I don't want to feel bad about type policing people. I don't want to feel things. Stop trying to make me feel things. What's your sleep schedule? It depends on time of the month. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know who any of these people are. If they know who I am, that's fine, and I just gotta just be me and do me, and it's just, I can't be too worried about everyone's, you know. I just don't even want to hear about it. It's like, okay. Yeah, I know, we all get hurt feelings sometimes. I don't like when my feelings get hurt either. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it, though. Well, I do have other work I do. I have regular teaching work that I do on the side as well. So, like, for example, last night, something? I think it was last night or the night before, maybe. I worked with Jeffrey on this stupid ass writing assignment he's got, and I told him the same thing I told him. I'm like, but because you're doing it fucking backwards. I want you to seriously write this on a piece of paper and tape it to the wall. Be sure of my thesis first. He wants to do it stupid ENTP backwards way, right? It's like, I know, I'm going to pick the 3 personal story things from my personal family history, and then I'll figure out what the thesis is that connects them all. No back-ass words. No. Don't do it like that. That's the stupid way. What a poor type we are. I'm lucky that... But I still do things the stupid way all the time. I mean, I don't write papers the stupid way because at least I don't help other people with their papers the stupid way. Let's put it that way. I might write it the stupid way too. But when I see him do it, I just go, oh, again, dude, again. You cannot start writing the paper before you have your fucking thesis. Talk about NI ignoring. Anyway, I was working with him. I work with his sister too. I get, actually I get a decent number of hours with them every month, so that helps. So I get that. I get ad revenue from YouTube, which is not very much. It's a couple $100 a month, but it helps a little bit. I have typing sessions. And, I don't have any rent and other things like that, so I guess you could say I'm a super huge fuck up. I think that sounds accurate. Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. That's what it is. I'm a super huge fuck up. Don't try this at home, kids. There's a lot of spines on these cactuses. You're gonna stab yourself. It's slimy. Let's see. I want to see what's going on. As an ENTP, let me see what this says here. This past week has not been fun. Tuesday, I was publicly harassed about identifying with being an ENTP. Wednesday, I was threatened in Discord DMs by another type YouTuber to produce spicy content all about me. And of course, we cannot forget which YouTuber catapulted this online harassment my way last week. Who? What? As an ENTP, I'm finding it rather concerning these certain individuals who claim to be ENTPs are running out of ideas to discuss and are not focusing on people. Oh, is that what that person said? Is that what that person said? Oh my god, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Did she really say that? God. People constantly disappoint me, The world is so disappointing. So this is what that dumbass chick said? She said, this past week has not been fun. Tuesday I was publicly harassed about identifying with being ENTP. Wednesday I was threatened to Discord by DMs by another type YouTuber who produced spicy content all about me. And of course, we cannot forget which YouTuber catapulted this online harassment my way last week. Who's that, me? Am I the one who did that last week or what? As an ENTP, I'm finding it rather concerning these certain individuals who claim to be ENTPs are running out of ideas to discuss and are not focusing on people. I mean, isn't that like shockingly disingenuous? It's absolutely shockingly disingenuous. I wish you all the best with your growth arc. I'm sure your NE can be stimulated by something new if you find yourself truly are an ENTP. Shots fired. I mean, if you call this firing shots, she's just gonna put it all behind. If she wants to say shit, I'd be happy to chat with her. I think I offered to at the end of that video. I said I'd type her if she wants to make it public, I believe. What complete bullshit. Like, I'm running out of ideas to discuss and not focusing on people. I'm not just focusing on people. I'm focusing on your bullshit. I'm saying what you're saying is bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on you and your claims. I mean, my channel's called Talking with Famous People, isn't it? Shouldn't I be focusing on people a little bit? Like, hey, there's a person. Look at them go. I'm in a silly mood tonight. No, I'm not going to let them all live in the castles of whimsy. Their castles of whimsy are getting torn down by my throbbing cock of truth. Hey, says Jeremiah Fix. Don't make it dirty, Eric. I don't like that. Well, I didn't make it dirty. I meant male chicken of truth. I mean, if she wants to actually... Well, I mean, her husband is that other guy, right? I don't know. Someone's getting tied by me on Sunday. That may or may not be one of those people. I don't know for sure. I saw a picture or something that looked kind of like that guy. Yeah, I don't want to mess with him. He's one of those people, like, he wants to spend a lot of time then fucking discussing weather and why and what more tests can we do. I was like, I don't know, fucking, yeah. You know. I'm trying to play over here, everybody. Can we stop being such fussy pantses, please? Yeah, he's very sensitive. I don't want to mess with super sensitive people. Melissa talks, though. I mean, did that sound like an ENTP wrote that thing that Boba Fett read? Does that sound like an ENTP's writing to anybody? Hi, darling pants.
Hi, handsome pants. Let's go over.
I'm having a silly, saucy, and sassy live stream tonight.
I'm hearing is about Melissa Talks.
Yeah, I hear that, girl.
We didn't even throw her in jail, right? She got
I
out.
know, we didn't even throw her ass in jail. We just expressed doubt about her type.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Did you hear what she said? Were you listening when I read that thing?
Yes, but
Crazy. I can't believe that. She's trying to... Like... Is anybody gonna read that and go, wow, that's really ENTP of her or something? As an ENTP, I'm finding it rather concerning these certain individuals who claim to be ENTPs are running out of ideas to discuss and now focusing on people. Well, as Eric, I'm concerned that you think you're an ENTP and wrote that paragraph.
yeah, that's true too.
I'm sure any good thinking person would be. I wish you all the best with my growth arc.
No way.
I don't want your wishes.
Arc?
I don't want your best. I'm not on a growth arc. For fuck's sake. Why do I have to grow? You grow. Melissa Wines. Change your fucking channel name to Melissa Wines.
Yeah.
I don't want to be mean, but I mean really.
It's a little bit... She's kind of asking for it, though, no? She's asking for it.
It's so super Karen-y, you know?
Yes.
I'm not one to use that term much, but it is so Karen-y.
It is so Karen-y.
I gotta go. That's a lot of goes for... It's a lot of O's for your goes. As good. triggered. Well, now that I have my handy tight police cap in ass putter, which is safety blue with safety orange front, so nobody would possibly mistake it for the real thing, which is good. So I won't have any problems with YouTube. Don't know what type she is, but I wish you the best with your growth arc. It's just disingenuous FE attack. And I just saying, oh, you need to grow a little bit. You just don't like that. You know, if I had said, oh my God, Melissa Talks is such an ENTP. That's such classic ENTP from Melissa Talks. She would not be responding like this. You know? And that is the truth. That's the truth no matter how they talk to Diane. I may be the talented one, but she's the one who's not in the MVP. and that's the truth, right? Straight from the truth speaker's truth hole. That's back here, behind me. I'm just mouthing things, hoping they match up with the sounds that come up from behind me. There's some smart guy back there talking. Some of the time. Sometimes it's a complete idiot. I don't know. They switch people in and out. That's why my voice sometimes changes. Many other people and I were worried about how we were going to find food and safe places to sleep this past year, and people are bitching about MBTI shit like and getting triggered. Yeah, I know. Real shit's going down, and I guess that's part of the humor, kind of darkish humor in my little rants about McDonald's straws and stuff like that, you know, is that it's just getting weird and hard and expensive. Like, it is difficult to get by unless you make a good amount of money. At least in LA it is. I mean, it's cheaper other places, but cost of living's high, and the pace of the world's evolution is fast. Things feel sort of globally unsettled beyond just the Ukraine stuff. I mean, it did before Ukraine, right? So famous ENTPs. Hunter S. Thompson. He's a famous ENTP. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing them. I'm just gonna plug my ears when people want to start. This is the thing, you know. It's like there is a lot of dust ups around type police. I am calling into questions people's ontologies, right? I guess I should do kind of INF, and I get shit from the FI people, and then I start feeling like, oh, maybe I'm being a bad person. Well, because it's like telling me I'm short and fat. It's just like, well, that's not true. I mean, what else do you want me to say? I'm 6'4" and I'm kind of lanky. Sorry. I met a man from Brussels. He was 6'4" and full of muscles. He said, "You speak my language." And he just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And we said, "I come from a land down under." Well, Jeremiah Fix, that's how I negated you. Well, that's how I negated that specific point you made. Because if you had said, the sun is actually just a very bright electric light bulb in the sky, I would just ignore it, because I'm not willing to argue as things that are just... No, there's no point in... I don't like to argue for the sake of argument, right? I argue when I need to defend my case. I argue when I need to make a case. And I argue when people express wrongness in ways that seem genuine to me. Doesn't seem genuine about your wrongness, you know? That was a good hit, too. Yeah, they've got a few good songs. That Men at Work band. They got, "Who can it be knocking at my door? Go away, don't come round here no more. Can't you see that it's late at night? I'm very tired, and I'm not feeling right. All I wish is to be alone. Go away, don't you invade my home. When you hang outside, go away. You're only running night. Who can it be now? 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 Ah. That one is really in my head because it was like my favorite album when I was in 5th grade or something. So I really know that song well. It's like there's certain Styx songs I know really well too. There's a song called Cold War by Styx. Bump, bump, boo-de-dim, bump. I see the kids of a new generation, and they won't stand for this mind control. They're gonna change this world we live in. They're gonna bring back the rock and roll. They're gonna they're gonna fight. Win or lose, and what to believe in. Win or lose, they know it's right. It's a cold war, and we're fighting in the mimi. That song was... I really liked that song as a kid. I had Mr. Roboto on cassette tape. I enjoyed that album. I think I might have had... No, that was on Mr. Roboto, yeah. I said the 1-6 tape. I think I tried to listen to something else by Styx and didn't like it at all. I am the modern man. It's very melodramatic, you know. I'm Kilroy. Oh, really? You are? Domo Arigato Chi2 Styx for that fantastically weird album. Speaking of things that are weird like that, a song you don't ever hear anymore, David Bowie's classic China Girl. Why not? Why don't I hear that blasting? You know? Little China Girl. What are the lyrics of that song? I hope they're super racist. I hope it's like, you bring exotic Orient to me. Well, I would hope so. It's from back in the day, the vintage day of fun time, old timey, unaware racism. That's the most hilarious kind. For example, that's Major Tom. What am I trying to sing? No sex, no drugs, no wine, no women, no song, no one, no you, no wonder it's dark. Everyone around me is a total stranger. Everybody near me is a psycho ranger. Everyone. I think I'm turning Japanese. 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 I really think so. That's a great song. It's so good. I don't know if you've heard it recently, but that song kicks ass. Turning Japanese is a rad song. What's racist about it? The guy thinks he's turning Japanese, and that the reason that everything's getting dark is that his eyes are becoming too slanty to see the light anymore. What's racist about that? I worry about that sometimes too. Sometimes I worry, being fluidly transracial, I gotta worry about these things. Sometimes when I get super slanty eyes, it's really hard to see. So, you gotta keep that in mind. Just kind of like sheepdog has a bunch of hair over their eyes, they can't really see things either. Same principle there. Same principle. The funny thing is, one of the earliest songs to get kind of nixed for being racist is totally non-racist. And it got nixed just because it was like, it kind of got canceled a bit, which is Black Betty by that band Ram Jam, I think they're called. It's a kick-ass rock song. They do an amazing job of it, but it's a Lead Belly cover, and they're just singing the lyrics he wrote, and various outlets like the Rolling Stone poo-pooed its tastelessness or whatever, but now it's caught on and it's played at like sporting events and stuff because it's such a kick-ass rock jam. Like it's one of the most impressive. Like I don't like skills rock at all, but that song is impressive, fun, kicks ass. It's a good kick-ass high skills rock song. It's got shredding in it, but it's still good, Where are my cigarettes? Have I still not found them? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What about that song? 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little Indians, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little Indians, 10 little Indian boys. What about that song? Whatever happened to that song? What were the lyrics of that? Were they hilariously racist? Did they do things like have squaws and teepees and say how and listen to the ground to hear the bison? Oh, shit. What? Oh, God. What? What? Listening ear? I think I just heard something land on Plymouth Rock. It didn't sound good. It sounded like a boat. It sounded like a boat full of white people, I'm not gonna lie. A whole boat full, huh? 3, maybe 4 boatfuls? It's a lot of white people. Ay, what are we gonna do about this? Let's go give them some poisoned maize. We'll call it Thanksgiving. Little did the Indians know. The Pilgrims had beaten them to the punch. And they slaughtered the entire tribe the night before the planned Thanksgiving. Surprise, surprise, they said. Joke's on you. And that's what we now call Indian Cleaning Day. Look, they're American Indians, okay? They're like, Indians, not like, thank you, come again, Indians, okay? God, why do I have to explain everything to people? It seems like I spend my whole life explaining everything to everyone all the time forever. And that's too much explaining. It's too much explaining for any one man who has no cigarettes, for sure. That I have no cigarettes shocks me because it seemed like I had a lot of cigarettes a second ago. And I don't know where they all went. Perhaps they got smoked. Perhaps they ran away. Perhaps the angel Michael down with his fiery sword and smoked them all up when I wasn't looking. He's got an always on lighter. Makes him a prime suspect. Kiss hasn't been canceled for Domino yet. Oh. Is it about intercoursing? Somebody of an inappropriate demographic? That would get canceled nowadays, that's for sure. I get barely any traction anymore with my once hugely popular group, Rave. Racists Against Vikings E. You may have heard of them. Maybe not. Anyway, we hate Vikings. Nowadays, you can't get anybody on board for the hatred anymore. I don't know what's going on. What kind of settings do I have over here? Are they the settings that I think they are, my dear? I wonder now. Let's listen through and find out what we know and do. Let me see if I got this set up properly, because I got to go to the car and look for Rigorillos, as they're known, and the army, let's say. The Bolivian army calls them that, let's say. To the undertown, Angeline in tow, headed to a secret unattended show, under blazing blue and tropical skies. Angeline is stuck with you, she can't stand other guys. They're running till the chase is done. Hide your loot and your tracks. You may have been born a son of a gun, but if you lie low, you might one day make it back. To the undertown, Angeline in tow, headed to a secret unattended show, under blazing blue and tropical skies. Angeline is stuck with you, she can't stand other guys. They're running till the chase is done. Hide your loot and your tracks. You may have been born a son of a gun, but if you lie low, you might one day make it back. To the undertown, Angeline in tow, headed to a secret unattended show, under blazing blue and tropical skies. Angeline is stuck with you, she can't stand other guys. They're running till the chase is done. you might one day make it back to the Undertown, Angeline in tow, headed to a secret unattended show under blazing blue and tropical skies. Angeline is stuck with you, she can't stand other guys. They're running till the chase is done. Hide your loot and your tracks. You may have been born a son of a gun, but if you lie low, you might one day make it back to the Undertown. And hi. I could have sworn I had cigarettes, but they don't seem to be existing is their problem. I did find these butts here. These are some larger butts. So there's a little bit of wiggle room, I guess you could say. But I think what happened is I had like 3 packs of cigarettes, but each of them only had like 3 cigarettes on it. I think that's what happened. And it fooled me. It was like, oh, you got lots of cigarettes. No, Eric. You're lying to yourself, is what I should have said. Yes, well, the worst thing is, I thought I had lots of cigarettes, so I emptied my ashtray in the trash. I was actually digging through trash. Yeah, I was thinking like a title of a real terribly tragic play would be something like The Man with No Cigarettes. Like, there aren't any cigarettes. I'm fine right now because I'm smoking this, but I know soon enough, there's going to be no choice but to get up and go to the store and get more cigarettes. Like earlier, we had no choice but to get up and go try to find cake. We didn't find any cake, but we had no choice but to try to find cake. We instead found Chinese food at this weird Chinese restaurant that we went to that was super Chinesey. Like, as Chinesey as it gets, right? Like, nobody but Chinese people eat there. The thing is, we were over in like Alhambra looking for a Chinese bakery because they got specific kinds of cake that I want, right? And finally we got so hungry we couldn't find any bakery that was still open. There was the kind of bakery that I was looking for. I had a couple false alarms. The phone was no help. Finally we just said, you know what? We're gonna pull over right here at this place called like New Haojin or something like that. I forget. I got a picture of it. Well, so I can tell you what its name is. I can tell you the name of this restaurant that we ate at. Let's find out. Let's find out together by looking at my picture. It's called New Han Jing, I think. You can't really read the sign that well. It's mostly, everything's in Chinese except for like one little bit of it's in English. But, New Han Jing, I think is what it's called. And they had this super fat menu. It was like, how could you even choose from this thing? So I just asked the lady, what do you think we should get? We don't want fish, you know. And she's like, you should get this beef and this chicken. And I'm like, alright, sounds good. And then we got Thai iced tea. And if you know anything about Thai iced tea, then you are with me on the boat called People Celebrating the Glories of Thai iced tea. I really can't think of any other beverage that I sip so like preciously. You had some manager's bin crab cakes destroy my bowels today. Manager's bin crab cakes. Yeah, you generally want to stay away from the manager's bin when it comes to the seafood. Irish had much more in common with Norse culture than English culture makes sense. Some clans blended together into Nordic Irish or Norringla Irish. I slammed my ankle into a doorpost. I am sorry for your ankle. Please convey to your ankle my well wishes and my sorrowful feelings. Phone died. Had to get on my computer account. I cannot change the password on my older account. Ha 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 ha. So I am fucked. Oh, Ali Shiva. You need an INTJ to come help you with that kind of thing. They'll know what they're doing. I don't know where the cigarettes are, Winston's mom. Are they in the bathroom? I don't think so. I haven't been in the bathroom since I got home. 16 Candles is a horrible movie when analyzed. I still like it. Fight me. I don't know what happens in 16 Candles. When are they going to cancel Lionel Richie for that creepy video he made with that blind high school student? Remember that video? When is he going to get canceled for that weird? Just because it's just so fucking uncomfortable, the whole thing. Just for being uncomfortable. Not because it's bad or wrong or anything. Just, okay, it's just so uncomfortable. Yeah, this is the neighbor's house down the block a little bit. They've got this nice bowl of succulents. And today, or not today, yesterday when I took this picture, we had firelight, which means the smoke from the fire was making the light more orangish than it normally was. Made it kind of like an early sunset. I'm watching a video by Ssuartscire called Interview with Attitudinal Psych Creator, 24 Type Personality Assessment. I mean, that's the problem is people need to recognize that this is like continental drift and not like gambling, okay? You can make a shit ton of different equivalent games of chance that vary the odds, vary the way of randomness a little bit or this way. You can make a shit ton of different games with cards, etc. This is not like cards, okay? This is like continental drift. There is an explanation for it, and other explanations for it are wrong. Oh, the people in the world and they're making Eric mad stuff. Don't talk shit about Lionel Richie. He's stuck on you and that's how you repay him. He'll be with you to the end. Will he be dancing in the streets all night long? All night long. All night. All night. All night long. All night. All night. All night long. All night. dancing in the streets, meat beating on my meat all night long. I think that's the lyrics for it, probably. I don't remember them exactly, but I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm going to be offended. Yeah. I'm going to be super offended. What are you reviewing? You talking shit about my meow? Don't be talking shit about my meow. All cactus are succulents, but not all succulents are cacti. Hey, Mr. Pedantic Guy. Hey. You stop teaching us things right now. We're not here to learn, okay? We don't want to learn stuff. Brainiac. Good question. I wonder if you will ever see it. What question? What do you have against Ali Shiva? Cactus. I mean, what do you have against cactus, Ali Shiva? Read the chat, fly guy. Snaps Ali Shiva. Let's throw a chala cactus at Putin. Those things are not fun. Alright, look, we won't talk any more shit about Lionel Richie. Let's instead talk some about a little discussed band, namely the English Beat. Mirror in the bathroom, recompense for all my crimes of self-defense. Use you wish, but make no sense. Tread gently into mental illness. Mirror in the bathroom. I said mirror in the bathroom. I read you say something wrong. And corrected you. You're welcome. Ah. I read you say something wrong. Really? How can you read me say something wrong? I'm not even writing with my fingers words. Don't be mad at the feelings in my heart. Trust in the love and tenderness within. Fly guy, the moisture you feel underneath your bosom, that is the tenderness of my love. Save it for later. Yeah. And they also have, I met Jeanette, substitute Renette. I said, will you remember, she should never forget you, Jeanette. That's a good one. And they got Tears of a Clown. Tears of a Clown is a cover, but it doesn't sound like a cover. Tears of a clown when there's no one around. That's a good album right there. That's a really good album. If it's got 4 good songs on it, that's a good album. That's the only good album they have, but, you know. Still, it's quite an accomplishment. 4 good songs on an album, that's an accomplishment. Yeah, it is a cover. You know, but English Beat make it enough their own that I'll call that an English Beat song, you know. Well, the real question is, which decade did you spend devoting yourself to NXS, James Carolus? Well, then we go on to my sky. Because everybody needs to spend at least 10 solid years of doing nothing but listening to NXS. Because they are... Wow. From Australia, you say? No. NXS? I know XTC is very different than NXS. I'm asking a different question. Look, doesn't XTC sing that song... Let's play Master and Servants. That song's really dumb. That's a dumbass song. Yeah, Eric's correctly identified a dumbass song. I'll tell you what's not a dumbass song. For the benefit of Mr. Kite, there will be a show tonight. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. That's a cool song. Yes, it really is a dumbass song. No matter how much money it made them, okay? You know, like, Who Let the Dogs Out, okay? I'm sure that song made somebody a lot of money. That does not make it a good song. That does not make it not a dumbass song. That doesn't win anything except the person who made it money says nothing about the song whatsoever in any positive light. Okay? So, don't be thinking that just because Who Let the Dogs Out made money that it's a great song. It's not a great song. It's not even a good song. Okay? You know what's better than Who Let the Dogs Out? And this is how bad Who Let the Dogs Out is. The Macarena is better than Who Let the Dogs Out. So, we're not talking about real strong contenders for world champion of great songmanship. And still, it's at the bottom of the barrel Who Let the Dogs Out. And you know what the worst thing is? They never even tell you the answer to the question. Do we ever learn who it is who has let the dogs out? How could you ask that question so many times in the course of a song and not once answer it? That's a problem for me. That's a real problem. I need to know who, if you're going to spend your whole song devoted towards querying on the matter of the dogs being out, the letting of the out of the dogs, and who it was that let them out, then at least tell us the answer. Was it Pedro? I think it was Pedro. He's absent-minded. He's likely to leave the gate open. I think Pedro left the dogs out. But then again, it might have been Julianne, or as she now likes to be called, Julienne. She says it sounds more French. She's not even French. She's an Eskimo. Who else here is getting sick of this goddamn invasion of Eskimos? It's like everywhere you look now, you see igloos popping up. It's like, where are they even getting the ice from? It's like 80 degrees outside, and you see them there. They're in their fucking winter coats. They're in their igloo. They got their seal on a stick. Their fire and shit. It's like, God. What, did somebody pass invite all the Eskimos to LA Act or something? For fuck's sake, what happened to border control? What do you mean they're Americans? Just because they live in Alaska doesn't make them Americans, okay? Do they drive trucks? Okay, maybe then. Anyhow, can I get a what? Who here is sick of these Eskimos coming down and taking our jobs and turning our homes into igloos? The stench of rotting seal flesh has caused entire neighborhoods to flee, to give up, to just say, we're done. Yeah. What's next? Manatees? What's next? Narwhals? What's next? Regular Canadians? I don't think so. If they're going to send anybody down from up there, send those Sasquatches. I've been looking for them for a while now, and I don't really feel convinced that I've seen any Sasquatches in all these videos I've been watching. So, Canada, if you're listening, or Alaska, stop sending Eskimos, start sending Sasquatches. If you got I think they have a dog sled runs from Alaska all the way to LA. That's where they bring all the Eskimos in. Called the Underground Overland Eskimo Dog Sled Railroad, and they're smuggling them out of Alaska. Well, because ever since the Inuits took over, the few remaining Eskimos are being persecuted mercilessly. I get it. When the Inuits took over the Eskimo people, the Eskimo half, they were persona non grata. I get that they're genuine refugees. But it's like, hey, Canada, you're between us and these Eskimos. Why don't you take them? Or, hey, Washington State, you're between us and the Eskimos. Hey, Oregon, you're between us and the Eskimos. Hey, San Francisco. Hey, San Luis Obispo, why the hell you gotta come all the way to LA? And where do you keep getting all this ice from? Well, I know, that's what the big Civil War was over. Half the Inuits had committed to being Eskimos because of their pie business. The other half of the Inuits wanted to go back to their old name, Inuit. But then a very small third group said, no, but Inuit sounds too much like Intuit, and I don't want to be mistaken for an Intuit's art. So anyway, the Inuits and the Intuits ended up attacking the Eskimos, and that's why we have all these Eskimos in Los Angeles clogging our public spaces with their igloos and seal blubber fires. And, it seems quaint when you see it on TV. Burning seal blubber stinks like fucking fish guts and shit. Let me tell you, it's not a pleasant smell. Earlier today, I shooed 6 families of Eskimos out from my front yard. They were building igloos on it. It's like, hey motherfuckers, you cannot build igloos in my front yard. I'm like, look, I can't rebuild your land bridge to Asia, okay? That was a long time ago. Get over it. They tried to sell me Eskimo pies, of course. I'm a sucker for Eskimo pies, though, so I spent like $600 on Eskimo pies. So I guess it all works out in the end. And I just can't stop eating those things. They're fantastic. They taste like racial injustice and ice cream. Hilarious jokes. Yeah. Wow, Eric, you're really on today with the hilarious jokes. Yeah, you are. I'm laughing so hard at your jokes. Well, thanks, everybody. Me too. They're fun, aren't they? Yeah. Perhaps they are not stars, but rather openings in heaven, where the love of our lost ones pours through and shines down upon us to let us know they are happy. Eskimo proverb. Oh, Eskimos. No, you got that totally wrong. That's not what they are. Just stick to making pies, okay, you guys? Leave the astronomy to Europeans, okay? Oi, oi, oi. That's not what stars are, Eskimos. They're not the love of your ancestors, okay? They're giant balls of fire far away in the sky. Iceland. Those Icelandic people, they're so pale and subject to polar bear attack. and expensive. Who do they think they are? Having such a high cost of living. Geothermal power. Wow. Oh, how fancy are we? We have geothermal power. Shut up, Iceland. Get a real name for your country. Iceland. Well, there's a lot of ice here. Let's call it Iceland. Who came up with that name? Did you find the stupidest person on the boat to name your country or something? God, come up with something clever like Wiggly Poof or something, you know? Or, you know, School Marm Whisker Tickles. That's a good country name. School Marm Whisker Tickles. Eskimo. If I did not know about God and sin, would I go to hell? Priest. No, not if you did not know. Eskimo. Then why did you tell me? That's an excellent question. It's exactly the question he should ask. Let me tell you, there is nothing but real excitement in Iceland these days. They've got hotels that are carved entirely out of ice. They've got you can have a life-size mannequin made out of ice to be your sexual partner. It's a little cold, but they've got holes drilled in all the right places. These are the kind of things you can do in Iceland. You can drink alcohol in Iceland in bars made entirely out of Jigglypuff eggs and ice. Jigglypuff eggs will put you right to sleep, yes. Jigglypuff. Anyway, that's not the point. I'm talking about important things right now. Newfoundland. Yeah, that is pretty unoriginal. And you know what? It becomes a lie so fast. That's not newly found. That was found a long time ago. Yeah, well, eventually Meowth and Jigglypuff couldn't keep their love a secret any longer. Problem was, of course, Meowth's claws and Jigglypuff's doughy round softness made for a bloody mess. But both of them said they didn't even know what the word orgasm meant before they met each other. The Icelanders are the most intelligent race on Earth because they discovered America and never told anyone. Is that supposed to be dissing America? Look, what you want to do in life in general is you want to get a friend who can confuse people, a friend who can put people to sleep, a friend who can paralyze people, a friend who can poison people, and a friend who can heal people. You've got all those friends, then you're ready to move through the world. So you need a Psyduck, you need a Jigglypuff, you need Ekans. What paralyzes things in Pokemon? Something must paralyze things. Paralyzing Paul, I guess. Pikachu paralyzes things? Okay, cool. So you get a Pikachu, you get an Ekans, you get a Psyduck, you get a Jigglypuff. You got 4 of your things right there. You need a healer. You got all 5 of your friends. And then you can move through the life and, like, let's say the librarian won't check out that extra book for you. Well, that just calls for sleep, okay? Let's say somebody keeps driving really slow in front of you. Well, that might call for confusion. They're already confused. Let's say somebody tries to cut in front of you in line at the supermarket. Well, that might call for paralysis, you know. And let's say somebody won't listen to me explain why they're wrong. Well, that might call for poisoning. And let's say somebody might then say, okay, I'll listen to you, you're right. Then that might call for healing. These are sort of things that one might encounter in the world. Electrobuzz. Vum today? I don't want a vum today. I was planning on vumming tomorrow. Is that okay? Will Putin take Kiev? Yeah, and if we don't do anything eventually. Although, apparently not all the Russian soldiers are really on board. They're getting some sort of internal resistance. You talking about Icelandic people, Boba Fett? Please. They prefer to be called Yetis. If you were to pay $65, how would I accept it? I don't care about that penny. I take PayPal. That's the only thing I take. Or Rachel has Venmo too. You can send it to her too. But no, I don't want to take some other thing. No, I don't want to install some other thing. I just take PayPal. I don't like the hassles of being a good business person. So I'm baby pig poop face. That means I only take PayPal and my email address. If I receive an email from PayPal saying you just got $64.99 from yeah, then in that you should have your email address, and then I will immediately, when I receive that PayPal notice, I'll email you saying what day and time do you want. I have a cut and paste thing that I'll send you, and then you'll tell me. I'll put it on the calendar. You get an invite. Yada yada yada. It goes like that. And everybody, whoever does it, says, "Oh my God, that was the single greatest experience of this or any other lifetime." No, you don't use PayPal. That's fine. It's just I'm not helpful. I'm not like the customer service guy, really. Not really into customer service. I do my job as well as I possibly can every time I type somebody. When I'm on the clock, I'm yours, But other than that, I'm not really that into customer service. Like making it easier for people to pay or things like that. Fair enough. Hey. What's your name? Yokiko? God, my eyes are getting bad. I need my glasses to see anything these days, it seems like. I mean, the truth is, people send me some chunk of money that's close to what I say, and I'm probably like, okay, you just got a typing session. What time do you want? Mrs. Mom was right. Type policing is a Joyce Manning style panel where half a dozen offenders receive tickets and citations. No, it doesn't. I mean, it might be fun, but it definitely doesn't need that. It's like, it is what it is. It might be fun to have a special episode where something like that happens. But what it is, what it is. I mean, I think the true answer is if I received a PayPal payment of $58.74, I'd go, okay, you just purchased a typing session. I wouldn't even say anything about the difference. I'd assume maybe there's some fees or something. I don't know. I rarely get $65. I usually get some other amount. It's close to $65. My performance doesn't change at all, whether you get it for free or you pay $1,000. Doesn't matter. Who pleases the type, please? Nobody. We're like aristocrats. We just bust into people's houses, smash their heads, and walk away. I mean, it would be fun to have a panel on a court and stuff. That'd be cool. But that's not what people tune in for, you know? It's like, it may sound fun and interesting to participate in, and it might turn out to be good, but chances are it'll turn out to be long and somewhat halting in spots, and you know? I mean, being a YouTuber is a skill, and you can express that skill or manifest that skill in different ways. The kind of YouTuber I am is a certain kind of skill that it took me a while to learn that people aren't interchangeable. Like, I used to think, oh, this will be a fun community thing. We'll get other people we'll take turns being the host or whatever. It just doesn't work like that. Most people aren't that engaging. I'm not always that engaging. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. Probably neither of those. I'm pretty sure it'll be neither of those things. It's gonna land right on the edge, I guess. The problem with foes is it makes me think of toes. I don't really like toes that much, so I'm more into nemesis, I guess. Enemies and tragic flaws. A haphazard splay of failure and inadequacy. Oh, haphazard splay. That's how I love my splays. Haphazard. Oh, wonderful kitty. She's kind of scratchy right now. I dyed to make sure earthed her pretty good today. Because she's getting scratchy, and she's getting a little, good night, Genexial. She's getting a little, mangy looking on the back, because, she's shedding, it's that kind of month. If I had a YouTube channel with a live stream, it'd just be rants. Rants and telling others they're wrong in a jokey fashion. Well, James Carolus, it sounds like you're trying to talk shit about me. Would you like me to tell you you're wrong in a non-jokey fashion? Are you trying to encourage me to engage you in more serious discourse? Because you don't like the playful banter, you're sick of it. It's like you can't just eat cake, Eric. Right? I don't care. You don't like it, suck it. I don't feel like doing what I don't feel like doing. I do feel like doing what I do feel like doing. It's always been that way, and it always will be that way. And ain't that the motherfucking truth? Yes, it is. Testify. Testify, my brother. Testify. Why, thanks, Eric. I will. So, I want to thank Eric for introducing me and asking me to testify regarding this matter. I'm looking forward to the testification. Oh, I'm sorry. Testimony. But I'm just concerned that my banter may run afoul. It may run afoul of James Careless's playfulness threshold. If it gets too playful, but if it gets too serious, then it's a rant. And if it's just me addressing what he's saying honestly, well, then I'm probably butthurt, right? Was that it, maybe? That seems like a good option. Let's go with that one. See, here you go again, Eric. Saying words on your live stream. Yeah, that's what I do. Why? Because I feel like it. I rant sometimes. Depends on my mood. You know? I can rant, and I can banter, and I can ranter, and I can bant, but I can't canter like a horse, 'cause I never learned how. But I can rant, you can banter, we could go around and eat canters, but I'll never learn how to saunter unless I go to my daughter and she teaches me how to saunter. There. That's fine. Okay, now I'm going to play a song. What song are you going to play, Eric? Oh, a wonderful song. A song you'll never forget. Let's see, what will it be? Well, how about Mary Had a Little Lamb? Haven't played that in a while. Eric, you've never played Mary Had a Little Lamb. I've been asking for it for years and you always say no. That's true. I'm sorry, Julie. That was Julie, our new intern. She's a refugee from Guatemala, where she was being persecuted for her shiny forehead. Chupacabra, chupacabra, they kept screaming at her. That's why she had to come be our intern. True story. True story about Julie. Today I'm only telling true stories. Alright, here we go. That's a little bit better. I'm sort of more in frame, perhaps. I could make this window bigger, would probably be the smartest thing to do. Yeah, Eric, why don't you uncrop it? Okay, that's a good idea. There's the other part of the guitar. It was hidden behind that thing. Here we go. I want to play a song that really conveys something about something that's the way it is or something. Right now is the kind of time where I feel pretty good, I feel fine, but I know that I'd a lot to go forward and see before I could ever call myself happy. After all, I seem to need to be live streaming too often for someone who is healthy and wise. Why, oh why? Why, oh why? Why, oh why? Why, oh why? Just because, I guess that's why. I don't know, but I'd say why. Just because are how they are. Why are things how they are? Why are stars not love from far away, shining light upon their dead relatives from Eskimo skies? I wonder why, I wonder where, I wonder when, I wonder then, if perhaps men and women too can go around and be with you before the dew lands on the grass. One more time, one more class, one more chance, one more fine, yes, one more time. Going to the loaf, up mountain, going to the loaf, far from the city below. Going to the loaf, up mountain, going to the loaf, far up those windy roads, mountain sunshine on the trees, far above the smoky city, mountain sunshine on those trees, mountain sunshine on the trees, far above the smoky city, mountain sunshine on to the loaf, up mountain. Going to the loaf, up mountain, going to the loaf, far from the city below. Going to the loaf, up mountain, going to the loaf, far from the city below. Going to the loaf, up mountain, going to the loaf, far of those windy mountain sunshine on the trees, far above the smoky city, mountain sunshine on those trees, mountain sunshine on the trees, far above the smoky city, mountain sunshine on those trees. We need to know, we need to see, we need to pen happening down by our means to judge a logical life, and from which we'll rarely budge. People everywhere gather up enemies, outraged at how they miss a sign. How do they set their priorities? These foreign backstabbing entities into when heartache and misery follow necessarily from their savage ways. In insulting Carson and Desiree. We're stuck in such petty larceny. We all partition the victories and call it destruction of the whole damn world. Judy shares now her limits, hoping Julie will too. Judy shares for 4 minutes. He just can't share things like they do. And Judy always thought that she should have bought to when she had the chance to buy. Julie soon forgot about should and ought. All that she ever call, she'll die. People everywhere gather up, enemies outraged at how they miss a sign. How do they set their priorities? These foreign backstabbing entities, ensuing heartache and misery follow necessarily from their savage ways. Insulting Carson and Desiree, we're stuck with such petty larceny. We all partition the rectories and call it destruction of the whole damn world. That's kind of quick. Kind of okay. Not great. Not terrible. It didn't give me cancer, but neither do I feel rapturous joy. The only two feelings that matter. He's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them. He's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them, until the bridge brings a new approach. Sneakily he'll try to encroach upon the guilty, then perhaps he'll get the chance to yell at them. He's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them. And thus he remains Gregory in disguise. Yes, he does. Ave Maria, Mother of Toast. Ave Maria, Mother of Toast. You shook my bread and you made it so warm. Yeah. all of the undesired splatter. And when I'm done, I'll go outside and climb a ladder. I will go up there and take me a bucket and pour water inside. I'll say, hey, Mr. Cloud, drop it from the bottom. Hey, Mr. Cloud, won't you drop it from the bottom? Hey, Mr. Cloud, drop it from the bottom on me. That was fine. You come outside, your arms are folded, getting scolded for playing again. I wanna be as much as I can in terms of the man you want me to be. I got to do what I got to do. I'll include you in everything that I can. 'Cause I'm your man and you're my girl. I mean my woman in the world. You're the one I will be with till my dying day. I want your belief. You want my attention. I've got invention going again. I wanna be as much as I can in terms of the man you want me to be. But Kimberly, please don't be mad at me, though I made this song. 'Cause I'm your man and you're my girl. I mean my woman in the world. You are the one I will be with till my dying day. I'm your man, you're my girl. I mean you're a woman in the world. You're the one I will be with till my dying day. Yes, until my dying day. Until my dying day. So precious, so true. It wasn't really true. That was an aspirational song. More than descriptive, you might say. It was 100,000 million years ago. Time ran slow. Nobody at the show. Place the slabs below. Let them go. They will start to grow. More years ensue. Tears dancing through. Holy slabs come to view. Unchangingly true and eternally new. But when the soap is in charge today, options at large show other ways. Give each a chance now, once quick to check, but don't get caught standing on deck. The slope presents a fork. It's not easy stopping short, too far along to turn around. Perhaps the better course was headed ever north. Now there's a fitter force, enemy ground. It was 100,000 million years ago. Time ran slow. Nobody yet to show. Place the slabs below. Let them go. They will start to grow. More years into and third nights into. Oh, holy slabs come to view. Unchangingly true and eternally new. But when the slope appears in charge today, options at large show other ways. Give each a chance now, once quick to check, but don't get caught standing on deck. a slope presents a fork. It's not easy stopping short, too far along to turn around. Perhaps a better course was headed ever north. Now there's a fitter force, enemy ground. It was 100,000 million years ago. I always fuck that song up. You know, that's why I say life's a complete fucking disaster. And that's the end of the sentence. That's kind of a depressing old saying. But you know what they say? Every life's a complete fucking disaster all the time. Is that really an old saying? It's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles. And today we run out of time. Struggles past, troubles still to come. The day is nearly done. Will someone buy us some more time? You startled the hell out of me. That's okay. Cloudy day in Los Angeles. Cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say. Life can strangely be forgiving to those who lay awake all night, and mostly voices say to give in. They'll try to sap your will to fight. But whether I'm supposed to be here or just be soon forgotten, noise is sort of based on what I see here and on what I avoid. It's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles. And today we run out of time. Struggles past, troubles still to come. The day is nearly done. Will someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles. Cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say. Something to say. And Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot to get to Marjorie's tasty spots. He's got a good idea for a name-changing business. Thinking how about what he'll call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Gerald always thought there'd be chance enough to return to the work left rough. He'd get back to it eventually. But his visions piled up, and his plans would interrupt all the work that started off so hopefully. Now his mind is back on his business, thinking of changing factless to listless. So how all the people will shout his name. And Gerald knows he understands ever more clearly now. He won't provide explanation regarding the why or the how. He'll see you and know you from inside your heart. Exciting, delighting, Gerald plays his part. And Gerald still knew there's too much to do, and he had dropped time in the underview. Too much to much time spent nitpicking the stew with you. Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot to get the margarine tater tots. He's got a good idea for a name-changing business. Thinking now about what to call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Oh, Gerald has a thought. The end. Now I just feel like a big pile of bleh. Oh well. That's just life for you. Now I'm done. I'm done playing guitar. I am done. How do you check if your comments get blocked? I don't know. I've never really tried to check. When I leave a comment, I just figure, there goes my comment. I don't check back on them later. I figure they're just doing their thing over there. I don't need to worry about them so much. They like to square dance. I'm not that into square dancing. It's one of the conflicts between me and my conflicts, and my comments. I gotta go. I gotta go get more cigarettes. I don't know where the hell my cigarettes went. Like I said, I'm just out of them. I'm out of them like the Ottoman Empire. Don't look down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I would look up. Praise the Lord in your loving embrace. Do you think I should sing more praise and worship songs? Well, I've got reverse cat. It's only alive if I look inside the box. If I look inside your mom's box for my cat, then obviously your mother's vagina is too cavernous. Because I have a large cat. Think about it. Oh, darn. James Carolus isn't here to scold me for being too jokey. I was really looking forward to more of that. This Eric character, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's not exactly as I wish he were. I get so much of that shit, I tell you. Like, hey, motherfuckers, I'm Eric, okay? I'm Eric Erican. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Stop saying Eric so much. You're wearing my name out. It's fragile, my name. I got a lot of names. Some people call me the space cowboy. Some people call me the gangster of love. Some people call me Maurice because I speak of the pompatus of love. Some people call me Host Eric. Some people call me that guy. Some people call me Hey Fuckhead. Why oh why oh why? Yeah, sexing your mom is spelunking for sure. Whoa, Eric. PG-13. My bad. Oh, okay. I will. I think what you really mean is don't rest assured, right? Wouldn't that make more sense than resting assured? I get my eye on you, mister. Doesn't make one rest with more assurance, but rather less assurance. But I've always wondered, what am I so assured of anyway when I'm resting assured? Assured that I'm resting? I like to rest insured. That's why I purchase sleep insurance from Farmers Insurance Company. Every night when you go to sleep, you run the risk of something falling on you. Your cat suffocating you. Having your arms and legs fall off. In the morning, you'll have no explanation for what happened, because it happened when you were asleep. That's where Farmers comes in. Here at Farmers, we offer sleep insurance for such unlikely but possible events as mid-sleep limb fall off. If your limbs fall off while you're asleep, you will receive upwards of $10,000 from our claims department. Where is my spoon? Okay. Hello and welcome back to Literature Talk. I'm the host of Literature Talk, Sir Richington Iveringtons. And today we're going to be discussing John Milton. So, when we first think of Milton, we often think of his classic work, Paradise Lost. But of course, in his own time, Milton was most famous for his sonnets. Alien 60, I'm working out how to play it. It's one of a couple songs I'm working on right now. It's surprisingly hard to figure out how to play it. Wonderful, wonderful kitty, having wonderful times, always cleaning yourself, making sure you've got clean lines. I got it recorded, so I've got the melody. I've tried to figure out how to play the guitar parts to it, and it's surprisingly challenging to figure out where chords go underneath it. I'm having trouble figuring it out. It's weird. I must have something weird go on with the melody. I'm not sure, but I am trying to figure that one out. I'm also just in the infancy of this song that I played earlier while I was looking for my cigarettes. This is just the first verse potentially, and it's not straightened out properly with the chords and shit like it should be, but I'm working on doing something with this maybe. To the undertown, Angeline in tow, headed to a secret unattended show, under blazing blue and tropical skies. Angeline is stuck with you, she he can't stand other guys. They're running till the chase is done. Hide your loot and your tracks. You may have been born a son of a gun, but if you lie low, you might one day make it back. I gotta get the bass and the chords and everything lined up with the melody properly, but I think it's got potential as a verse for song. I've got some ideas of what to go after it too. The other thing I always have going on is I always have going on bits of freestyle or song that stick in my head that I like a lot that I could try to turn into full songs from maybe sometimes a long time ago even. And I often think I'd probably be wise to do that because, you know, a lot of those freestyle songs are a few hours of songwriting away from maybe being a song that I really like a lot, you know. Wonderful, Wonderful Kitty. Well, yeah, I need to, I need to figure out what the chords are, though, to play it with the guitar. I can't just sing it a cappella. It's kind of like saying, don't worry. It's the Dread Pirate Robert. Dread Pirate Robert's maneuver, James Careless. How you doing? Nice work today. Good job. Probably kill you in the morning. Sleep well, probably kill you in the morning. Oh, your tone was so reassuring, and yet your words seem to conflict with that directly. This shirt looks cool. This shirt's green, you know. Well, it looks cool like this. It's green with yellow writing on it. Yeah, I like Wonderful Kitty too. It is a sweet song, and it sticks in your head, you know. What you want from a song, you want it to stick in your head. Like something sticky sticks on something that it sticks to. Just like that. Okay, I'm done. Thanks for being here. I love you all. You are the best people in the world because you are watching me talk to you right now, and I really appreciate that. If you weren't, I'd be so much more bored and lonely. That's the truth. Well, anyhow, thanks for being here. Good night.